Hey, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about the rebound exercise that you're going to be practicing. This exercise is specifically targeted towards getting us comfortable with making a perfect stroke consistently, almost every single time, as well as really reinforced rebounding and making a full stroke. All right? So this exercise is based in 4/4 time, and all we're doing is playing straight triplets for 12 measures, okay? And when you do this at a slow speed, you get a ton of experience just making this motion over and over and over again. And the reason we're doing that is because, you know, it's been quoted saying that repetition is the mother of learning, all right? There's a whole sequence that your brain goes through to actually become proficient at something. And repetition is one of those key aspects that you really need to do and focus on to develop a skill, okay? So by doing this exercise, you get a lot of repetition, just making this basic fundamental stroke over and over and over and over again. And the more you focus on it, the more you refine it, the more efficient you become at it, the more it becomes ingrained in your brain, and the more applicable it is to the rest of your playing, okay? So that's why we're doing this exercise, and that's what you need to focus on as you play it and when you practice it, okay? So that's the exercise in a nutshell. There's not a whole lot of explaining that needs to go on for this exercise, other than really pay attention to all those fundamental principles and ideas that I talked about in the previous video, and make sure that it happens every single time you play a note in this exercise, okay? There are a lot of notes in this exercise, but you need to make sure that every single one is utilizing those principles and those concepts, okay? So you want to make sure, you want to avoid a couple things here. You want to avoid varying dynamics. So as you're going along, you don't want some notes to be louder than others and some notes softer than others. Every single note should sound the exact same volume. Okay? The other thing is you want to focus on the smoothness of the rhythm. Yeah, you might look at this and say, oh man, those are just straight triplets for 12 measures. This is the most boring exercise I've ever seen in my entire life. Fair enough. I'm not going to argue with you on that, right? It's not a super impressive exercise. It's not something that you're going to work up and show your friends and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, you're the best drummer in the world, right? But it's a very, very important exercise, and that's why we're spending time on it, okay? So you want to really focus on the rhythm. Yes, there is a big difference between playing this and this. Okay? You want to go for the first one. Super smooth, all the notes are equally spaced apart, so consistent, so easy, so flowing, right? Those are the principles that you want to be working on for this exercise, okay? So that's it in a nutshell. That's what you need to be focusing on and striving for. In the next video is actually just a play-along video where I'm going to play the exercise with you 3 times, okay? At a very slow tempo so that you can play along, listen, watch, and mimic that so that you know exactly what to be doing for future reference when you start to speed this up on your own. Okay? So once you understand all these principles and things, if you would need to re-watch this video to kind of grasp what I said a little bit more, feel free to do that. If you're ready to move on and start playing the exercise, then go on to the next video and I will see you there.